The entire world, this about to be big. The entire world is conspiring against you. The entire world does not want you to live your true self. The entire world, the systems that you live in, the institutions that you engage in, they don't want you to be your true self. They don't want you to find your true power inside of yourself. If you go to school, what they teach you? They teach you history, they teach you books, they teach you math. They don't teach you about yourself. If you go to church, what they teach you? They teach you the Bible, they teach you Jesus, they teach you the cross. They don't teach you about your true self. It helps guide you to your true self, but historically speaking, they don't teach you about your true self. When you turn to your friends, what do y'all talk about? Are we talking about social media, right? Are we talking about what's trending? Are we talking about politics? They don't teach you about your true self. If you go to your family, do they even understand their true self? Because if they did, then they would teach you. They would relay that message to you. It's like a motherfucking toxic ass cycle. The world does not want you to identify who you really are. And that's why you hurting inside of here. And that's why this shit is painful. And that's why you stressful. And that's why shit doesn't make sense. A doesn't match with B because you don't know your true self. You don't know your true identity. We are spiritual beings living in the human experience. We are spiritual beings. We're spirit, non-tangible, which means when our flesh dies, we're going to continue to live in the spirit realm. And this flesh, this physical, this is our vehicle throughout this earth school. But they don't teach you that because they don't want you to understand your power. Let's look back in history. When we talk about slaves, slave masters prohibited us from reading books because they knew as soon as we decided to feed our mind, if we read a book, we feed in our mind, we unlocking the power, we unlocking the true knowledge. Why would I be so entertained by what's going on around me about these motherfucking distractions when I have power to unlock, where I have magic to unlock, where I have wealth to unlock? My kids is dependent on what I'm accomplishing in my life. My kids are dependent on the power that I have inside of me, so I can relay that to them, because the generational curse stops here. It stops here. It's been too long of everybody not knowing who they really are. It's been too long of the family members struggling in poverty and financial economics. It's been too long. Everywhere you turn to, college does not teach you about yourself. College teach you how to be a good employee. And then when you start going into the workforce, they don't teach you about yourself. Understand your power. The power of your mind, the power to manifest, the power when you meditate. It's all there. But they don't teach you that. They don't teach you, so you have to discover it yourself. But once you discover this true power within yourself, you're going to lose friends. You're going to isolate yourself from family members. It's just going to be natural. You're not going to be trying. Your spirit is just going to feel. Your spirit is just going to feel the urge to isolate and go into this hermit phase where you're growing and learning and finding your true self, going back home to who you truly are. And that's how you accomplish wealth. That's how you accomplish the millions of dollars, the fancy cars, the designer clothes. But more importantly, that's how you find your inner peace. That's how you find your inner peace, because you're blind to the distractions. You understand that the distractions are there. You understand CNN in the shade room and your friends and all of that, and people at your neck trying to give you head, trying to do all of these things. You understand that is there, but you understand that you have a bigger mission than what that is. And if you stay true to the promise, if you stay true to that mission, you will be handsomely rewarded at the end and throughout the process. You will feel so good within yourself that it's going to be a feeling that's unexplainable to the next man. The world doesn't want you to understand your true self. They try to convince you to not be who you really are. They try to convince you to be this employee, to be this student, to be this brother, to be this sister. They want you to stay comfortable, because to really identify your true power, you have to have courage. You have to have courage to step into it. You have to have courage to understand it. You have to have courage to share this wisdom. I feel like I have so much wisdom inside of me because I've been gifted, and I didn't really realize it until like the age of like 19. Because at 19 I understood it, but I didn't understand it enough to share it. I was kind of hesitant on sharing it because I was thinking, nobody else talking about this, so why would I make a fool of myself doing it? As I grew and grew and as I matured, the God that I serve, the universe spoke. It spoke. It was like a feeling like none other. It's a smooth confidence that I have about me. It's this light that I share inside of me that really exudes itself when I decide to share it, when I decide to step into it. Don't get me wrong, there are days where I fall short. There are days when I give in to distraction and I allow the external world to impede my inner peace. But I always bounce back 10 times better because I would never allow the world to really dictate how I feel on the inside. I refuse to allow the world to dictate what I got going on the inside. They don't want you to understand your power. That's why your friends are continuing to pass you that blunt. That's why they continuing to pass you that liquor bottle. They want you to get drunk. They don't give a fuck about their true self. They don't know their true self, so how can they relate it to you? Your family don't know it, so how can they relate it to you? All the times they bad mouthing you, they talking shit about you, not understanding that you are the one who unlocking generational curses. You're the one who unlocking the true power within yourself, and you're sharing that knowledge for them to have. Because who else are going to tell them? Who else are going to tell them? You've been placed in this position to help the next person, and to help the next person, and help the next person. And you can contribute. You can contribute in the smallest ways, just by a joke, by putting a smile on somebody's face. That contributes to their identity. That contributes to their happiness. Understand your true self. Understand your true power and what you can bring to this world. Once you understand your power, that's when you start walking in purpose, and then you'll start waking up with energy and happiness, and you'll start to feel wealthy. You'll start to feel alive again. You'll start to feel alive. You won't dread going to work. You won't dread the next day. You won't have to worry about missing car payments or not having enough for your rent, because you'll be waking up with purpose, and the universe will take care of all of that when you walk in your purpose. When you're a vessel for the Most High, when you're a walking vessel for the Most High, you're going to be protected regardless of how far you go, regardless of if you reach rock bottom. You're going to be protected at all costs. It's elevated thinking. Let's go.